Pride of Higara. This is Captain Soban of the fleet, Farron Shah. Looks like you could use a hand. Attention all Sobani, pick your targets and engage.
Hello everyone! Hello. This is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard to Starship Enterprise for our first episode of Distant Worlds 2. So, I had a fan tell me about this game a few months ago. I remember him sending me a message on one of my videos saying, "Hey, I think Distant Worlds 2 will be really good. Will be a really good game for you to play." And I was like, you know, I've never really played that game before, and I've watched a couple streams of it from other YouTubers, and it seemed really cool. I bought it a week ago, and I can't stop playing. Please send help. I put in about 25 hours in within like 5 days, and I have a full-time job on top of that. So if you guys are wondering why there hasn't been any YouTube videos this week, that is exactly why. Not because I haven't been lazy or anything like that, because I've been obsessed with this game. It is so freaking fun! I love it. Anyways, let's get into it so I can start telling you guys about it. So, basically, for those of you guys who've never played Distant Worlds 2, it's a space galactic simulation 4X civilization building. It's a lot of things. There's a lot of like different genres like put into it that make it really fun. It reminds me of Sens 2, reminds me of Stellaris, reminds me of Star Ruler, and Sword of the Stars. If you put all four of those games together, you have Distant Worlds 2. So basically, we have all of these star systems. Right now, this one's set to 700, so that we'll have 700 star systems in the galaxy. And yes, there are multiple planets in the star system. Some of them even have moons, even asteroid fields. It is a gigantic simulated universe, and I freaking love everything about it. Now, if we go up here to 1500 star bases, or star systems, you'll see it says your system has 8 CPU cores and 32 gigs of RAM. 1500 stars may cause performance issues late game on your system. Recommended 10 core CPU and 32 gigs of RAM. Again, there is a lot of simulation that happens in this game and a lot of things that you play around with it, so we'll get more to that in details later. And then you can also do 2000, which requires 12 core CPUs and 48 gigs of RAM. Crazy. We're going to go up to 1000 because that's about as high as I can go without maxing out my RAM. And Nebula, we're going to keep normal. Galaxy shape, we're going to just keep it as a spiral. This galaxy is 100% completely random generated, so it's every single playthrough you do is going to be different. There's no set galaxy thing. And we might make it bigger and make it like 8x8 stars, so there's more room for the stars to breathe. We can make it like super dense and tiny. Like you can do that if you really want to. But we'll go with that. I don't think... Oh, I can do 10x10, but I think with 1000 we'll do 8x8. I think that would be... really, really cool. So yeah, that's the galaxies. Now next we can customize our entire galaxy setting. So we can do galaxy expansion, which is how old and developed the galaxy is. The setting influences the following items: size and development level of auto-generated empires, size of independent alien populations. When expansion is greater than starting, then that tech level must be at least level 1, because tech level is what we start on. So we're going to have galaxy expansion set to pre-warp, which means everyone basically just starts off with a home planet, and eventually we have to develop warp technology so we can explore our solar system, and then eventually more of the galaxy. And then the tech level will be pre-warp as well, and there's up to 7 different tech tiers we can go up to. I've been playing for 25 hours, and I'm just now, I think, getting into tech level 3. So yeah, there's tons of research and tons of stuff to do. The galaxy aggression, how aggressive computer players are in the game. There are other factors specific to each empire, which also determines aggression levels. But this setting is galaxy-wide value and influences all empires. So we're going to keep that on normal. That's what I've been playing on in my free game, and I kind of like it. There's still like things going on in the galaxy, but you can still focus on your own empire. Don't have to worry too much about all the craziness going on. Difficulty alters the empire rates for various in-game factors relative to the player. So factors include colony income, corruption, research speed, mining rate, population growth, war wariness, weapon tracking, and countermeasures. We'll keep that on normal. And then hostile races near the Empire. So how many hostile races neighbor the player with other empires are auto-generated. Nearby hostile races are an important factor in how difficult the game is. So if you have a lot of hostile races around you, it might be very difficult to expand early game. Where if they're further away, it would be more lax. So we're going to just keep that on normal. And then research speed, how fast research occurs in the galaxy, and thus how quickly new components become available for use in ships and bases. Other factor specific as well, which also determine research speed, but this setting is a galaxy-wide value that influences all empires. We'll keep this on slow because we have a very large galaxy, so keeping this at a lower value will be better. And in research visibility, only a next project's visible. Research pathing, random. So we'll have so this is like where it's a little bit like Sword of the Stars. In Sword of the Stars, the research tree is completely randomized every time, but there's some specializations depending on what your faction is. So if you're Hiver, you specialize in defense, so there's always a good chance that you're gonna get armor research. If you're like Tarkas, like in my playthrough, you're aggressive, so you'll always get more like energy weapons and kinetic weapon damage, but you might have a hard time getting defense research. It's like stuff like that, which I love. And trading, no tech trading. You can ask like other empires to like defend you, but if like the enemy comes in with a stronger military and you can't like fight it off, you can't like do tech trading. I never really cared for tech trading. It's cool, but it balances out the game too much where everyone has the same tech, and to keep like people unique and keep empires unique, I always liked having this off. Okay, threats. So pirates. How many pirates are present in the galaxy? Pirates can be a real problem, but they do have their uses. Yeah, so the pirates in this game actually have their own economy. They don't produce their economy because they're just basically they have a pirate base that produces ships, and they have their little fleet that they move around to raid enemies. But if they keep plundering your riches and plundering your enemies' riches, eventually they'll become like a large pirate fleet that could like devastate your planets. Really, really cool. I love that. So we're going to keep them on normal. I think that's what I was playing on before, and I didn't have any problems with them. And then how strong pirates are and how fast they grow, we'll keep on normal. So pirates will get stronger as the game goes on because they don't have bases and whatnot like normal people, or like normal empires, I should say. So they just, over time, their bases just improve and their ships just improve with tech. So as time goes on, they get stronger. And I think this just makes it to where it'll take longer for them to upgrade when they're weaker. They'll upgrade faster when they're stronger. So we'll just keep that normal. Pirate proximity. How close pirate factions start to colonize systems of empires. We'll just keep that average. And then pirate respawn. Whether pirate factions restart after being eliminated. Nope, they are dead. Once that pirate faction is dead, they are no longer a concern. There's events and whatnot in this game that can trigger new pirate factions. So eventually it might just be time to be like, all right, we have like 6 pirate factions in the empire, or in our empire area, so let's go ahead and start getting rid of them. And then you don't want those to just like respawn, at least I don't. And then space creatures. How many space creatures are present in the galaxy? Many space creatures are dangerous and can pose threats to your ships and bases. However, they may also provide resources that you can use. Yeah, basically anything that dies in this game can be researched, and you get new components and stuff for them. Like if your frigate like dies from an enemy, from like fighting a pirate base, it'll explode into a couple pieces, and then some survey guy can come in and survey those things to get new resources or new research from the debris, because they'll like analyze the field or analyze the battle like scars and whatnot on the debris and be like, oh, okay, so those beams did this much damage to this piece of armor. So cool. We understand how beams work better now. So it's like stuff like that, which is really cool. I love how they put so much thought in this game. It's awesome. All right, colonization. So colony prevalence influences the general quality of planets and moons in the galaxy, thus determining the number of potential colonies. Higher quality planets support larger populations and provide more income when colonized. So we're going to keep that on normal, because I want to keep this a little bit balanced. If we had this really high, then a lot of high quality plants will be out. If it was very rare, then a lot of low quality plants will be out. Then independent colonies. So independent alien populations are distributed throughout the galaxy at the start of the game. This setting determines how many of these populations exist in the galaxy and how large each of them are. So we'll keep that at normal. The colony influence range, the size of influence circles are projected out from colonies. Colony influence determines your empire's territory, i.e. which star systems belong to your empire. So we'll keep that 100%. I didn't have any problems playing that before, so that's fine. And the colonization range limit. Whether colonization range limits are applied, turn on new colonies must be within the specified distance from one of your existing colonies. Okay. And this is 300 million meters, because how they made FTL work in this game is you basically go like 100,000 meters per second when you enter hyperspace, instead of like 50 to like 100 meters per second of like when your ship's actually working. It's a really cool way for them to actually figure that out. So the system is really cool. Next, our faction. Now I'm not going to go too much into details of these factions because we'll be learning more about these when we actually play the game, but I'm going to be playing as the Arcadian, so we'll go over them real quick. Arcadians are highly industrious, semi-aquatic marine mammals. They have large webbed hands and feet, making them excellent swimmers. I think of these as like fish people or mermaids. However, their hands are also quite dexterous and they're equally happily living out of water. Arcadians are intelligent, peaceful, and friendly. They have a rich culture that focuses on the hybrid nature of their living environment, encompassing both water and land. They excel in building highly maintainable starships. Their technology includes the advanced turbo thruster engine. This engine component is extremely fuel efficient, allowing Arcadian starships to use less fuel and travel further. Arcadians are famous for cultivating Neptia's seaweed, from which they make Neptia's wine. Arcadians grow enormous forests of the seaweed deep beneath the oceans. They regularly harvest it and then slowly ferment it until a superbly smooth wine. They are also masters of underwater construction, building vast and elaborate underwater cities. These cities have many levels, some of which reach far down into the very depths of the oceans they inhabit. The deepest levels, Arcadians seek out precious resources like the rare Eucadium pearl. Arcadians also inhabit the small islands and swallow coastal areas of ocean planets. So for these guys, we are not aggressive. We're a little bit less aggressive than neutral aggressive, so a little bit passive. Very cautious. Have decent dependability, so we, if we say we're going to do something, then then our characters will actually do it a little bit more than a normal. Plus 6% reproduction rate, so a pretty decent growth. Migration tendency is neutral, and assimilation rate is neutral. So sustainability, plus 30 for ocean, plus 25 for deep ocean, negative 10 for sandy desert, negative 10 for rocky desert, negative 10 for desert savanna, so don't really like deserts, but neutral basically everything else. But ocean worlds are what we're going to have to look for in order to grow our population, or expand to get new colonies, I should say. And in bonus research, we get 5% on all research, plus 15% on construction research, plus 5% ship maintenance, plus 10% ship construction speed, and plus 5% on ship energy savings. So cool. Good on power plants, good on research. Really cool bonuses. And we start with early beam weapons, early torpedo weapons, ground combat, and starship maneuvering. So cool. And then we get large starfighter bays as our bonus tech, so we can build ships that can hold a lot of fighters. I did not know that. It's been a while since I've seen this screen, so I have to remember about that in my offline playthrough, because I'm also playing these characters on my offline playthrough. And then turbo thruster engine. We're not Star Wars universe. So victory conditions is have the most research treaties in the galaxy, controlled one large ocean colony in the controlled the largest ocean colony in the galaxy, performed the most research in the galaxy, and owned the largest capital ship. Okay. Really cool. And preferred tech is technocracy and republic for our governments. And we could be republic, democracy, feudalism, monarchy, military dictatorship, and technocracy. And we could destroy facility for our additional mission, and then destroy base. And then here's like all of the other like stuff, like most liked races, Techian, human, and Syrian, and most disliked is the Daira, Baskara, and Sonder. In my original playthrough, I'm right next to Basara, and on the other side is a human, and I'm slowly implementing the humans into my society. So really cool. We'll talk more about that stuff, but like in Stellaris, you can assimilate other people into your society by either forcefully by invading them or by like peacefully integrating them through migration and stuff. All right, so our empire. Our empire name is going to be the Sabani Mermaids of the Black Ocean. And our flag is going to be... we'll go with that one. Looks pretty cool. Allow any government, allowed by race, or allow any. We'll just keep the one by our faction. And then we're going to go with technocracy as our main faction. There's our main government. Technocratic governments place engineers, scientists, and technical experts in control. Decision makers are selected based upon how knowledgeable and capable they are. Technocracies are typically highly efficient and free from corruption. However, they often enforce that tight control over their citizens' behavior. This loss of personal freedom can sometimes lead to unrest. The technocracy government types is only available to the Arcadian and Xenox races. So yeah, so we lose a little bit of population growth, so it takes a little bit while for our colonies to grow, but we gain counter-espionage, gain additional 10% onto all research, plus 10% to high-tech research, lose 10% on colony happiness, but gain a 5% colony corruption reduction, and we lose 10% mining rate, so a little bit lower on the industrial level. But ambassadors have a 40% chance of showing up. Admirals, generals, scientists, spies all have a 40% chance to show up as well. Leader quality is like plus 20. Same with ambassador, admiral, general, scientist, and spy quality. So all of our important people have, since they're handpicked out of the best of the empire, they are higher quality. So that's cool. And then a typical leader term is 80 years, which is hilarious because I think in my playthrough I'm still using my original guy, so I don't think 80 years have passed in mine. And our change effect is -10 if it happens, because it happens so rarely, and they're replaced from scientists. So cool. And we start with exploratory scanners and planetary exploration. All right, starting situation. So home system, the favorability of your home system. This includes factors like resource abundance, population level of your home colony, and the presence of other favorable planets in the system. So we can do agreeable, excellent, trying, harsh, or normal. We're just going to keep it on normal. Expansion, how many colonies you have and how well established your empire is. This includes the following factors: number of colonies, population levels, how much of your galaxy you have explored, number of starships, blah blah blah. When expansion is greater than starting, then tech level must be at least 1. So we'll keep it at starting. Start with a single small colony and no ships or bases. Build a spaceport, then begin expanding into the surrounding star systems. And then you can have more and more and more. And our empire starting level will be pre-warp. So how advanced your research is determines which ship hulls and components are available. Pre-warp means 0 tech research. You only start with whatever your faction, your race starts with. So pre-warp is what we're going to be, and then random location is just going to a random starting location of wherever we're going to be in the galaxy. So next, other empires. Alright, so auto-generating starting empires. When enabled, the specified number of empires are automatically generated at the start of the game. Empire and race characteristics are randomly assigned. However, the galaxy expansion setting influence how large these empires are. Add starting empires to the list below. For each empire, you can specifically detail like the race size, tech level, and proximity to you. Oh my. Additionally, you can auto-generate all starting empires. So if I hit this, oh yeah, we can just, can I keep them at random? I can. Cool. When I have, it's a pretty big galaxy. Let's do 20. We have 20 auto-generating starting empires. Cool. And then victory conditions. Control the specified percentage of colonies. And control the specified percentage of galaxy's population. Empire's private economy, GDP, generates the specified percentage of galaxy total. And race victory. Enable race-specific victory conditions for all factions in the game. Cool. So what I want to do, and we have start date years, time limit years. Game finishes after a specified number of years. The winner in the empire with the greatest strategic value at the time. General story events. I want to take abandoned bases off because last time I did that, I found so many resources and so much tech that it didn't break my game, but it gave me such a big head start that I just feel like it's unjustified. But we have pre-warp home system, ruins, abandoned ships, and bases, and other events that are randomly added to each faction's home system in pre-warp games. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Any other abandoned ships that are not part of pre-warp home system events, and these are often quite advanced and may need repair. Let's turn you off. Debris field, usually damaged ships and battle debris. These ships can often be quite advanced. Gravitonic locations. A single location often reveal aspects of the main storyline. And major threats include the Hive and abandoned planet destroyers. Oh my. Okay. I feel like we'll just keep that one on. Okay. So we will keep that. Our victory condition is gonna be territory. Take 100% of the galaxy. And race-specific story events. Colony events. Random plagues are such annoying. In my current save-through, my current playthrough, I think I've had the plague like 5 times. It's okay, but it does get quite annoying. Because it's just something that you have to wait a couple years for it to go away as your population slowly decreases, and then you have to wait a couple more years for your population to get back up, and then the same thing happens and it reduces your population. It's a little bit on the annoying side. I think for the sake of this playthrough, we're going to turn it off. But yeah, the story events are pretty cool, but they end up being so like OP that it feels like maybe this is just me being picky, but it feels like it advances you so much that you end up becoming, you know, too good for the people that you're playing against. I don't know. I mean, it's cool when that happens, but it feels unjustified in a way. I don't know. I'm probably just being too picky. But I don't want abandoned bases. I don't want help from the pre-warp home system. Gravity locations. I haven't done the major threats before. like finding the hive and an abandoned planet destroyer. I feel like they've gotten a lot of influence from Sword of the Stars, because that is two like major threats in Sword of the Stars that you have to deal with every once in a while. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Anyways, we're 25 minutes into the game and we are just getting it set up. So let's get into the game. But this game is so much fun. Oh my god. I literally cannot stop playing this. So thank you so much for whoever recommended me to give Distance World 2 a try. It's a lot of fun. Alrighty, our faction is known as the Sobani Mermaids of the Black Ocean. Our government is technocracy. We are the Arcadian, the Actarian, who are typically careful. Actarian have natural skills in all research, construction research, ship maintenance savings, ship construction speed, and ship aid energy savings. Our leader is Lutar Thanada, skilled in diplomacy. Cool. Our home colony is Durog 3, an ocean planet in the Durog system. Nearby is the rocky metallic moon Odex. Alrighty. So here we go. And this is one of the cool things about this game, is as you can see, if I zoom all the way in, spaceport, and there's a couple things I think automatically starts when the game starts for you. It automatically starts with a couple things to queue for you. But right here is our home planet, Durog. And wow, we start off with a lot of things. Nice. Okay, so before we even get into things, so this is our system. It looks like we have some asteroids around us, which is cool. We have the rocky metallic planet here. If we zoom out further, we'll see the solar system that we're in for Durog. Got a volcano planet, it looks like, up there in front. We got a rocky ice moon. We got a marshy swamp planet. Hopefully Shrek is living okay over there. And then we have a really green gas giant with tons of materials around it. Cool. Silicon moon, a rocky metallic moon, desert moon over there. Oh, and we automatically have a independent colony over here by us. Cool, on this ice planet. We don't know who they are, but it does say that there's 46 million people living on that planet according to our sensors. And then we have another ocean moon right next to us. Holy crap. So that would be our next colonization area. That means that this star system is going to have a lot of traffic. And then if we zoom out, then you'll see like the other star systems that we can't actually go to yet because we haven't explored it. And if we keep zooming out, we'll see just how big this galaxy actually is. Freaking huge. But anyways, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. Well, actually, I probably should explain this a little bit first. So this is the overview of our planet. This is our current development. We're at 110%, probably because we start off with a decent amount of resources to just get things boosted up. And then we have 0% corruption because the game is paused. We haven't actually played yet, so it hasn't done any of the calculations. We currently make $75,000. It's set to 0% taxes because the game isn't actually running, which means we are losing money because all of your colonies have a support cost to keep it running properly. And your taxes need to overcome that so that you make a positive. And then this is our happiness for our planet, how many population we have, which we currently have 2 billion. Things down here are what we're currently in construction, like we have our exploring ship, our construction ship, a freighter, and a mining ship, all under construction. And eventually we'll have our spaceport built. But yeah, let's go up here and then go through this stuff here a little bit before we actually start playing. This first episode is probably just going to be nothing but me explaining things, because there's so much to talk about. So, first things first, how do finances work in this game? Well, your finances are split into 2 categories, and the best way I can do is I can bring this up. No! It goes away when I move a different menu. Okay. But anyways, it's broken up into two categories. We look over here. First, you have the revenue, which is how much money that the people on your planet make. And it minuses the corruption, which we doesn't applied yet, so we don't have any corruption, which is 74,645. And then whatever your tax rate is for the planet, it will take that from the base revenue, and that goes into your treasury. Because the game is split up into two treasuries. You have the private sector treasury, and then you have the state economy treasury. The state economy is what you pay, and this is used for building ships, building like military fleets, building like mining, or not mining stations, but like space stations and stuff like that. It's used for basically running your entire empire. The private sector pays for freighters, they pay for mining stations, they pay for passenger ships for migrations between your planets, or for eventually in the down road we'll build a resort, space resorts, which tourists can go to and generate some income for us. So, which I believe just goes straight into the revenue, which then that gets split up and all the fun stuff. So yeah, that's how the economy works. And basically, if I show you here, every ship, every building you make in this game requires maintenance. This is the part that reminds me of Sword of the Stars. So every station you build requires maintenance. Every military ship you build requires maintenance. Every troop that you train, either to defend your planet or to invade others, requires maintenance. So there's a lot of efficiencies and a lot of like little things that you can work on to like improve your empire, especially when it gets bigger and you're not really making that much money. So gotta keep that in mind. Boop, boop, boop. And then after that we have our funding levels, which this is automatically adjusted. 10% of your income automatically goes into reservation, which you can use as cash to purchase ships, to for diplomacy reasons, for basically whatever you want. And then the maintenance that you use is all paid here, and whatever excess you have after your income is reserved goes to colony growth and to research. So yeah, a lot of things. I'm not really going to go too much into like crazy detail right now since we're kind of just starting, but yeah, lots and lots of stuff. Oh, and here's the policymaker, which I'm going to go ahead and and there's like a lot of options. You can have this game could be completely automated, or you can have everything like under your control and manually do everything. I kind of do a hybrid of both depending on what it is. Like for fleets, oh cool, it actually keeps my settings from my my previous playthrough. Cool. So I don't think I actually have to adjust everything. I do want to manually control taxes though. And this time I think I want to manually control actually, no, because there's a lot of those that I don't actually know how they work. So our stations and planets and whatnot have a level, as you can see over here. Use like random numbers as the game keeping track of it, and it'll slowly increase it as your population grows. And you can control all of this manually if you really want to. I think I'm just going to keep all that auto though. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, there's so much in this game. It's so freaking crazy. And then the next screen we have is our diplomacy. The first one is diplomatic relations from other empires we found. And we haven't found any yet, so we don't have to worry about that. Next are pirate raiders. This is where you can do diplomatic actions with them. And you can befriend them and have them like protect you or tell them to go after other people. Or you can just right out kill them, which is most likely what I'm going to do. And here's our independent colonies, which the first one we have is these guys. Yeah. I don't, does it actually say their name? They're just called Durog 6. I think it's because we just started. They don't have a name yet. So we might try to be peaceful with them and add them to our colony. And then after that, we have our ambassadors, which you can send to your diplomats for like people you want to befriend, and they'll start improving your reputation, or not your reputation, but your likeliness of them. So hopefully be good with them. Speaking of reputation, reputation is something in this game that is based off of how honorable you are or how evil you are. So if you go around just killing civilian ships, your reputation will drop. Reputation is affected by every single person you have diplomatic relations with, because it's basically seen to you as your empire as like the trust of your empire, or the willingness to do the right thing, like stuff like that. So if you're very respectful, people will open diplomatic negotiations with you easier. If you're not, if you're a warmonger, they will keep things close to you. So yeah, it's really cool. And then when you go to war, you get war wariness, which goes down over time. And as it gets lower and lower, the people of your cities get angrier and angrier, which means you have to reduce taxes more and more, to the point where you probably won't be able to afford a military, and eventually you will have to go to peace. So really cool. And if you get attacked unprovoked, you automatically get a bonus to war wariness, which does the opposite. It causes your people to be happy because they're like, we're being attacked unprovoked, and we're trying to defend ourselves, so they they have extra resolve to make the battle go better. And next after this, we have characters, which we have right now the only one we have is our administrator. Our leader has +4 diplomacy, -1 trade income, and negative happiness and tourism income. Cool. He's disliked and lawful. Wow. Interesting. And then this one is our colony screen, which I kind of done a little bit of this. We have a 5 billion maximum population on this planet. Cool. So we have a long time to grow before this actually gets really high. And I think if you improve the quality, the maximum population goes up even higher. Next after that, we have our new colonies, which the only one we see is the Xenix, which you could take over forcefully, or you could become friends with them and then have them integrate into your empire. This also means we're going to have 3 planets in the main system, because we have the ice one, or the ocean one right here, and we have this one all the way over here too. So very, very interesting. We have a very interesting start. And then we have colony ships, which we can't build yet because we have to have the research. We got the facility that's on our planet, which helps with colony development and scenery. And we don't have any artifacts yet, so yeah. And next is our exploration, and as you can see down here, there's 1,006 unknown systems. We only partially explored 1, and that is our home planet. I was playing for, I think I said like 25 hours. Now, I also play at a quarter speed just because there's so much of this game throws at you that I can't handle it at any faster speed than that. And I think I've fully explored 12 systems, and partially explored another like 25 out of the 700 that I had in that playthrough. It is, it takes a while. It takes a while to get all the exploration done. But we have the Resolute Raider as our first ship, and I believe you can rename everything in this game. So yeah, we can rename the home planet, which I'll probably name Atlantis. Oop. There we go. Our new home planet now is named Atlantis. And then we can rename our explorers. We can rename like so many things. This game is so freaking cool. Alright, and then next we have our resources. And there are a ton of resources in this game. Like this right here we're just seeing is resources you use to build things. There is probably at least 30, there's probably even more since this is a larger galaxy, because I was playing on 700. There are so many luxury resources, and those are used to improve your development, which will improve your taxes, which will improve your happiness. Eventually you can get to the point where you have so high taxes that it's just ridiculous. Like on one of the planets of my current playthrough, I think I have taxes up to like 28%. It's like crazy high. But I mean, we have enough happiness, enough luxuries to take care of it. So basically, if you have a very high happiness, this helps with population growth, and it helps with attracting the planet to get migrants to. If you have a low happiness, population growth goes down, and people want to go to other planets. That's basically it when it comes to happiness. And so you just adjust taxes based off of the happiness level that you want it to be at. But yeah, this is all the resources. This number over here will tell you like how many credits each one item of that resource is, which we don't have to worry about that until we start finding other factions to start trading with them. But this one down here is the most important one for us, Castellan. This is our fuel, which is used to power our stations. It's used to power our fuel, It's used to power our ships. This is used to keep the economy going. Now, your ships will still work if they run out of fuel. They just go at, I think, like a third of their normal speed until they find somewhere to get their fuel. Even in hyperspace, they'll just go like the third of normal speed and just take a while to get back. But this is very important to keep the entire economy going. And then mining locations, which right now the only one we have is our main planet because it's the only one we know. We don't know any other ships, and we don't have our ship built. And fuel tankers, once we get in the future and start designing fuel tankers, that's when that will start coming in useful. And then speaking of that, shipyard. So, this is the design screen, and yes, this will get really, really full once we start getting more research going. But if we go here, this is another one where this reminds me of Sword of the Stars. This is the design screen. Actually, let me go ahead and just set upgrade. Because if you hit edit, the only thing you can edit is like the name and stuff like that. You can't actually edit the ship. But anyways, over here is our different compartments we have. I'll just quickly go through these. Right now we have available is the base cargo bay. This allows the ship to store resources, which is good for like your haulers and miners. Command center, this is used to run the ship. Crew systems, this is used for the people to be on the ship to make the ship work. Fuel cell, this stores fuel on the ship, which is used to run the reactor, which right now we just have a very simple space reactor. It's we don't even know what it is. It's something before fission, basically. Imagine it being like a giant coal generator that they threw on the ship. But this is used to power the reactor or power the ship, and then we have energy collector, which is used to have the ship gather energy when it's not doing anything, or I think as long as it's in a star system. I don't know. I haven't actually figured out exactly how that one works, but as long as it's gathering things, it works perfectly fine. And then we have the small mining engine because this is a construction ship, right? I think this is a construction ship. Oh, this is a shipyard. Yep, small construction ship. This is what used to build things. So it might have to go to like a nearby system to mine some things in order to actually build things because it has the construction yard here. And then directional thruster. This is a thruster that's basically used for maneuvering. It doesn't provide a whole lot of top speed because that's what your thrusters gauge. Like right now, I think this ship goes slow. This is when you run out of fuel, you go in slow mode. Cruise is when you're at your normal fuel use, and sprint is when you're putting full powered engines, most likely to escape something. And then hyperspeed, which we don't have the hyperdrives yet, but this is how much energy and how fast you'll be going when you go into hyperspeed. And directional thrusters, it helps improve your turn rate. Then ion engines, which is our main engine currently, is used to go straight. It still has a little bit of vectoring, which is used for maneuvering, but it is nowhere near as powerful as a thruster that's dedicated to vectoring. So like, yeah, this one's 2, this one's 90. And then here is our weapons. Currently we have particle beams, which is our first ion weapon technology, and then we have plasma torpedoes, which is like our secondary long-range weapon. This is what I was using for my my main playthrough. I like the hybrid. I like having the torpedoes like launch far away, and then as we get closer, then our focus of main weapons start going off with the particle beams and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Then we have a proximity sensor array, which allows you the ship to see stuff in front of it. Without this, it could run into an asteroid. I mean, I think it'll figure it out, but it helps to detect things in front of it, and also provides a little bit of countermeasure and a little bit of targeting to the weaponry. And then we have docking bay, which is used for other ships to dock into the ship. This is useful for stations and stuff like that, and then construction yard for like building things. And this down here is actually what is in the ship. So we have, oh my god, why do we have so many fuel cells? What the freak, bro? We don't need that many fuel cells. You're a construction ship, so yeah, so we need just 2 of those. And energy, let's see, do we need 2 of those? I don't think we do. No. We only need 1, and we want to keep things really cheap right now because we don't really have an economy. We have 2 ion engines, and we don't have any defenses researched at all right now. Give me a small particle beam and a torpedo launcher. Do we really need that? Just give me a torpedo launcher. That'll be fine. Now, fuel cells each have 100 capacity, and as we research better fuel cells, they don't really increase their capacity much. I always thought that was a really weird thing in this game, but I found out that basically if you want your ship to have more range, you just put more fuel cells on instead of improving the research. That seems to work a lot better. So like if you want like for me, for my ship that only goes, like my passenger ships that go from point A to point B to just deliver their migrants and stuff, I only give them 1 because they're going to be in safe territory anyways, so they're not going to go really far. But all my exploration, or my military and civilian ships get 2, exploration ships get 3. Boop, boop, boop. So let's go ahead and name this let's see, this one builds ships. We'll name this one Worker. We have 2 recommendations. Empire has no supply of resources, and you have reached a maximum limit of 2 engines. Yeah, I know we don't have any resources. We literally just started. Okay. And then we have basic cargo bay, and you're building things, so just 1 basic cargo bay should be more than enough for you. Oh, and one of the interesting things about up here, which I'll talk about before we actually do things, so size 406 to 475. One of the interesting things about this game is you don't have to max out your size. The smaller the ship is, the harder it is to detect by your enemy. So you don't have to go all the way up to the highest size if you want to. If you're trying to like build a ship to just like sneak around the enemy and like get in there undetected, basically. Hull size is how much hull health the ship has. Crew capacity, that's how many crews that you currently have, and the right one's the maximum capacity you have. Build cost is how much money it costs from you to actually build the ship. Maintenance is how much maintenance per year you have to pay for the ship. And then maintenance savings is based off of like research and certain modules you have based on your ship. So we have 21% of normal ship maintenance, which is great. And these ratings, these are ratings based off of different stats of the ship. So attack strength is how much aggressive power you have based off of your weapons and stuff. Defensive strength, how defensive your defensive capability of your ships is. This is also point defenses as well too. This is based off of your hull, your armor, the ships that you use to fight. And speed and maneuvering is based off of how fast a ship can move and how fast it can turn. And then scanners is based off of how good your scanning capability is or how good your sensors are. So we're pretty much balanced, but this is a civilian ship, so it shouldn't be too powerful. And then reactive rating, which I believe that's based off the hull. Build speed, because it's a construction ship, it takes longer to build than normal. Complete bonuses, these are like bonuses that are applied to the ship. Bup, bup, bup. Energy collection rate. This is from the energy collector, which is basically a solar panel built on the ship to provide some assistance to the reactor whenever you're just standing there doing nothing. Reactor storage capacity, how much energy that the reactor can hold. The reactor output of 54. And then static energy used. So static output is 25.4. And on this ship we have I believe this is just, oh yeah, this is just for movement and stuff. So static energy is 28.6, cruise energy is 3.8, top speed energy is 5.3, weapon energy is 2.0. Those are all the stuff you'd be using when the ship's moving and all that fun stuff. And then reactor generates 428.6 energy per unit of fuel. And that changes based off of the reactor research and stuff we do. And in movement speed, we have 10 when we're not using any energy, and this is when you're out of fuel. 45 is our cruise level, 45 meters per second. 51 is our sprint, and we don't have a hyperdrive yet, so we don't have any information on that. So turn radius is 9 meters or 9 degrees per second, which is a decent amount. That means it takes 10 seconds to go from facing forward to facing right, basically. So that's not too bad for a civilian ship. Acceleration is 8.5 meters per second. Engine limit of 2. Property bop bop fuel range of 108.19k because we can't jump. And then here's all the weapon stuff. Here's all the defenses. We don't have any shields, so we have no shield data. But for hull and armor, we don't have armor either, so we just have 150 hull and 2.0 reactive on hull. And that's just based off of the... Basically that means that the ship gets hit by a weapon that does 10 damage, 8 of it will hit the hull, and 2 of it will be absorbed by the hull reactive rating. That's all that means. We'll learn more about that once we start researching armor. And yep, here's all the sensor stuff, industry stuff, and what it costs to actually build the ship. So cool. So let's quickly go in and upgrade the other ones, because I do want to make sure I get these working the way I want them to. So three ion engines. We do have direction thruster. There you go. Better maneuverability. Basic survey module, because this is an exploring ship. No defenses. So, nope, I want you to have a particle cannon on you. There you go. Since we don't have any actual defenses, we're gonna have to go a little bit offensive. Alright, and this will probably be the Recon. Recon, ready to go. Cool. That actually saved it. I forgot to hit enter. Alright, and then next we have the hauler. Boop, 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 boop. I want you to have cargo bay. I want you to have 3 cargo bays. You're gonna have 2 ion engines. Can you only have 2 engines? You can only have 2. Okay. And then you have a plasma torpedo. Actually, yeah, plasma torpedo, since it's your only weapon to protect yourself. Energy collector. Yep. Cool. And then you will be resource collector. No! There we go. Boop! And save. Alright, and then now we have our Falcon, which is our escort ship that we can use for our military. put the directional one on you. 2 fuel, 1 reactor. Particle beam. Actually, no. Missile launcher. Torpedo launcher, I should say. And I think that's it. I think that's all you get, because we have no defenses or anything researched yet, so I think this is all they get. How much armor do you have? Or health, I should say. 16 on your turn rate. Nope. Defenses will be below this. 125. You have 3 reactive armor, though. Let's see. You are a basic escort ship. What would that be in Homeworld? This will be our light corvette. Boop boop boop. Alright, and now we have our mining station, which I want to upgrade that. Boop 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 boop, because we want you to have a bunch of cargo bays. And a bunch of weapons too, which is cool. So, you only need 1. You only need 1 space reactor as well. Stations only need a space reactor just to run the weapons and stuff like that. I kind of wish they didn't need it to run it all. They could just run all on solar panels, because space reactor these things can't really move, but it is what it is. I think it's just to for the physics of the game to work properly or something. But anyways, we want cargo bay. Boop, boop. It's 4, 5, 6. Let me go ahead and reorganize this real quick. Bloop, 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 bloop. Command center, crew quarters, reactor, fuel cell, and energy collectors. There we go. And now for weapons, I want medium particle cannon, then torpedo, small particle cannon, and small particle cannon. 3 particle cannons and 2 torpedoes. Actually, no. Because one of them is medium, we'll have 3 torpedoes. 2 particle beams and 3 torpedoes. Then we want proximity sensor so we can see things. And oh my, we are over. 749. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a small mining station. Okay. So that would be 4. Can I put the next weapon on? Hey, fantastic. Can't add Commerce Center. We don't have that researched. Commerce Center will just help trading be a little bit more profitable. And energy is low. It should be fine. Static energy is like 50. We collect 100. And then we have the extra reactor just to run all this. Okay. We have 225 hull with 2 hull reactor rating. Alright. This is going to be called... This is going to be the resource controller. Boop. And now the research station, which I definitely already know what I'm going to name this one. Boo boo boo. Let's see, we only need 1 fuel cell, 1 cargo bay, got 2 labs. Energy collector. There we go. The basic survey module. Oh, that's cool. Puts like little antennas on it. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. But actually, you don't move, so I don't really know why we could put a basic survey module on you. Like, do you have any benefits other than putting this on you? I don't know. We'll keep it off for now because we have that on our exploratory ships. So this is going to be named the Cowstow. That's going to be the name of our research stations. Okay, are we all done? Nope, we need the spaceport. So, let's see what we got. We got the basic fuel, we got the space reactor, an extra research lab, energy collector. Only need one of these. Crew, cargo bay. Basic crew systems. Boop, boop. Got lots of weapons on this bad boy. Which I don't think we need all those. Boop. Got a construction yard. Got plenty of empty slots because we haven't gotten any research done. But let's go ahead and do that. Got 3 particle beams, we'll have 3 torpedoes. At the moment, there's nothing else we can really do. Energy output is low. Oh my. Yeah, we need another energy collector. Here we go. Can't add commerce, can't have recreation, can't have medical because we don't have any of that research. Those are facilities we can put on our space station to help our happiness on our planet. So, you are going to be named Shipyard. That is basically what you are. You are a construction shipyard out in space. Boop! Alright! So we have the Cowstow, the light corvette, the recon, resource collector, resource controller. Oh, we forgot to do the miner. The mining ship. Bull, 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 bull. I think you are good to go. Actually, let's get rid of that. I don't think I could put another cargo bay on. No, we don't have enough room. So we'll just put that away too. I mean, mining ships could go far. I could set them up to be 3 fuel cells so they're the same as exploration ships. Nah, exploration ships should go the furthest. Mining ships should only go that's as far as they can go while it's still in protective territory. So we got the worker. What was the resource collector? Resource collector was the constructor. Oh, that should be the salvage corvette, not the resource collector. This should be the resource collector. Because it goes out, mines resources, and brings it back. Resource collector. I love this. One defect. Your empire already has a design in this name. Okay. Resource collector real is what my brain wants to do. Alright, well then this one's gonna be named the Salvage Corvette, because it's I'm imagining the salvage corvette going out and then grabbing an asteroid and bringing it back to base for processing. It's kind of what this ship is doing, but not really. We're just gonna have to go with it. It's fine. Yeah, actually, yeah, these two names should be opposite. So we edit you, save, and then make you salvage corvette. Save, and then make you resource collector. There we go. So now our mining ship is our collector, and our freighter is now our corvettes. Or salvage corvette. Okay, cool. So we got everything made the way we want to. They're efficient, and they will work exactly the way they're supposed to. And we are an hour and 10 minutes into this recording. We haven't even gotten into research. Okay, let me do research real quick. So all this stuff over here is pre-warp stuff. So we have very early beams and we have very early torpedoes, which I'm probably going to focus on those and maybe get something else like tractor beams for a third one. We will see exactly what we want to do. And then we have ground combat, which allows us to ooh, genetic replication. Interesting. Allows cloning best infantry units. Oh my. Okay, we can go pure Yuri apparently. But ground combat allows us to build brigades to help defend our planet and help use it to fight planets. And then we have a whole bunch of all this stuff over here. We got our space reactors, and then we have early energy deflectors, which we're probably going to get, and then early warp field experiments, which I think is what we're going to currently work on. It's going to take. Oh yeah, this isn't updated yet, so. 7,500. Whoop, baby. And then we have armor plating. And then we have like basic civilian ships, which will allow us, actually we already have that, build our exploration, mining, and freighter. And then after that we can get expanded, which allows us to make the colony ships, bigger mining ships, passenger ships, fuel ships. So much to this game. And then expanded space allows us to get the large mining station and resort. Oh yeah, indeed. And then this one, and then this one allows us to build our space station, our construction ship with our construction yard, then basic military ships, which we currently have. And then we got basic mining, energy, so much into this game. Sensors, exploration, transportation, storage, docking base, so much into this game. I love it so much. And then we also have the basic diplomacy for the Zinx, which is nice. Yeah, we're gonna get early warp field experiments. This will allow us to further explore our current solar system. Then after that, we might get. I don't know if we need basic defenses yet. It would be nice to get energy shields and armor. Just to have some sort of protection on our ships and stations. But yeah, so much to do. We'll go through more of that here in the future. But let me go ahead and actually just we'll put the game on quarter speed. We'll probably be playing on half speed when we actually start playing the game. I play on quarter just because there's so much to do. Even 20 hours in the game, I still find myself doing so much. It's just so ridiculous. And so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and cancel production of all this stuff. Including, well, oh, it's automatically going up to the next one. Nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, get exploration, construction, build Couchdo. Can't build that here. Light Corvette. We want a worker. Can I not build a mining ship? Do I need you to be built to build the mining ship? Hmm. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, well, whatever. Build the construct. Oh, right, right. I can't actually build the mining ship, can I? Yeah, I should be able to. Weird. Alright, and then now let's go ahead and adjust taxes. Oh god! Scientists were long puzzled by a strange star that appeared to meteor across our skies. Now we have discovered that the star to be a very damaged spaceport orbiting our homeworld. Surely it will be built up by our ancestors before the Great Cataclysm, which is believed to have devastated the galaxy centuries ago. Long have we pride ourselves of our ability to design machines that are both efficient and beautiful. Now we have the opportunity to discover the engineering and artistic values of our ancestors. In recent years, we have recently made great technological strides of our own, but surely there is a much more to be learned from the knowledge of our forebears. Should we rebuild the spaceport? Heck yeah! Hey. In the ancient Arcadian undersea city ruins, we have made a curious discovery. The great ocean of stars await us. What or who will be found there? Centuries past, our ancestors built the great undersea ruins that still reveal their secrets to us today. Their works were for many generations beyond us, their ultimate fate unclear. But across the ages, we have long felt the call of the void. Technology of our ancestors have shown us how to travel faster than light. Oh. Wow, okay. So by doing that, we automatically start 50% to early warp field experiments. Nice! It shows blah blah blah. We must not let this alter us. Understanding of science has allowed us to glimpse a greater destiny that awaits for us beyond our world. Let us complete the work that is set before us and keep science as our guide as we set forth to push back to the darkness, confront the unknown, and bring peace and enlightenment to all. We have found technology that has advanced our understanding of early warp field experiments. We have also found technology that has advanced our understanding of research labs. These ruins provide the following colony bonus: +9 colony development and +7 scenery. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Read that later. But yeah, let me go ahead. I need to quickly adjust taxes before anything else happens. Blah, 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 blah. Forgot how to do that. There we are. Okay. So let's get taxes to a normal level. 61, 59, 57. Due to our chosen government, we have gained insights on exploration scanners and planetary exploration. Scientist is also available. Nice. Okay, let's just go ahead and pause this. 28. 21. Oh my god. 17. I think I'm just going to start at 7. There we go. Or 20. Okay. So cool. We have completed research and exploration scanners, and we have completed research in planetary exploration. Okay, cool. So we got new technology right off the bat. So yeah, sometimes the technology comes a little bit quick. Probably next time I'm just going to turn all that off. Because it does, I mean, I think like all the empires like have this event that happens so they can just get like a little bit of boost to like their start technology. Because we already got 50% to that main one, and then we already have these two these two sensors. So very interesting. But anyways, we are making $7,000 on our main planet, which is fantastic. 45% corruption. Holy crap. But base revenue is 40. That's probably because I increased taxes so much so quickly. Base revenue is 40,000, gross tax is 8,000, minus 1,000 for supporting the colony. Brings us to 7,000 income, which is quite a bit since we only have one planet. So, yeah, very good start. Very, very good start indeed. And we're an hour and 20 minutes in, and we're just now starting. So, yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoy the upcoming series of this game. It's going to be coming out every Friday. Man, we got really lucky on our resource rolls too. We got 100% abundance on polymer and 88% on Callian. Nice. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you did, please leave a like. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. And if you want to see even more of me, I have a thing in the video description to my other channel called Captain Soban's Other Games, where I play games that are not space or strategy related. I also stream on Twitch with my friend Meat. We stream on Thursdays for like a couple hours. We play games like Space Engineers, Polo World, 7 Days to Die, like crafting and survival games. And I also have a Discord that you guys can join too, which I try to show sneak peeks of upcoming games and whatnot. So I'm curious what people say about this one. And also, if you want to support me even further, I have a link to my girlfriend's Instagram account in the video description. She is a commissioned artist that makes art for people and just makes them happy and helps them out when they need stuff like that. And you don't have to commission her if you don't want to, but if you follow her on Instagram and give her a like, and let her or give her a follow and let her know that she's an awesome, amazing person, that would be greatly appreciated. Or if you see her on the Discord channel, just say hi to her. She's, yeah, she deserves all the love. She's an amazing girlfriend. But anyways, until next time, this is Captain Soban signing out.
The Faker have arrived. Emergency hyperspace procedures initiated.